Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC. Today's episode is absolutely explosive. From Salah's shocking transfer rumors to Marc Guehi's full-time talks, plus Arne Slot facing brutal taunts after Liverpool's latest defeat. We've also got drama, with teen sensation Amara Nallo's red card and the unbelievable story of a former $20 million winger now playing in the 8th division. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with every twist and turn in the transfer window. Mohamed Salah, transfer truth revealed as Liverpool star linked to shock exit. Mohamed Salah has been linked with a move to Al Ahly, but the club's former director of football says no. Official approach has been made for the Liverpool star. Al Ahly's former director of football has dismissed suggestions that the Egyptian Giants are pursuing a swoop for Mohamed. Salah hopes were sky high for the winger heading into the fresh Premier League campaign following his spectacular tally of 29 strikes and 18 assists for Liverpool last season. Yet the 33-year-old has endured a nightmare beginning to 2025-26, netting merely 3 times with 2 assists across 9 outings, whilst the Reds have witnessed a dramatic dip in fortunes. The Merseyside outfit presently languish in 7th spot in England's elite division, suffering 4 straight league defeats against Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Manchester United, and Brentford. Despite penning fresh terms at Anfield just this past April, tying him to the club until 2027, Salah has recently been touted for a switch to Al Ahly. Nevertheless, Syed Abdelhafiz has revealed there has been no formal bid from the Egyptian powerhouses. As per Sport Witness, he declared, "Mohamed Salah is a very big star and has done things that are difficult for any player in the Arab world to do. He's focusing on his professional career. Linking Salah to Al Ahly is a media effort, and he's a player who has honored Egyptian football and all Arabs." Let's talk realistically. Salah renewed his contract with Liverpool months ago. There is no official at Al Ahly who talked about this matter. This matter was only circulated in the media. We will focus on the team's priorities. I wish Salah success. It comes as Salah has faced criticism for Liverpool's disappointing recent displays, with Wayne Rooney slamming both the striker and skipper, Virgil van Dijk. Speaking on the BBC's The Wayne Rooney Show following the Reds' 3-2 defeat to Brentford, he said, "This can happen to teams and it can get them and it will creep up, and then all of a sudden you're like, where did that come from? You're probably sitting here thinking 3 or 4 weeks ago no one saw this coming. And it's hit them quick, it's hit them hard, and they're struggling to find a way out of it. This is the time where the manager, the leaders in the team, need to figure it out very quickly. I'm a bit unsure. Van Dijk and Salah have signed new deals and whatever, but I don't think they've really led that team this season." When pressed on his reasoning for that belief, Rooney added, "Just performances and body language. I think body language tells you a lot. I think we're seeing a slightly different body language from the two of them. They are the top 2 players in that side, and if their body language isn't right, that affects everyone else. Liverpool are in a bad place at the minute, and when that happens, I can't explain it. It's so difficult, you don't know how to get out of it. You concede a goal, and straight away you're thinking, here we go again. It's such a hard thing to get out of. Best thing is to simplify things for each player and the manager. Simplify the performances with what you're doing. Normally, if you've got better players, you win the game, but it's not that easy." Liverpool endured further heartbreak on Wednesday night as they crashed out of the Carabao Cup at the 4th round stage following defeat to Crystal Palace, though they fielded a weakened side. Ismaila Sarr netted twice for the Eagles before the break. Whilst Yeremy Pino sealed the victory 2 minutes from time, Arne Slot now has just 48 hours to get his squad ready before they return to Premier League duties against Aston Villa on Saturday night, 8 p.m. kickoff. Marc Guehi spotted in full-time talks as Liverpool mocked after latest defeat. A look at some of the moments missed from Liverpool's 3-0 defeat to Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. A 6th defeat in 7 was the result of Arne Slot's wholesale changes as Liverpool were knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Crystal Palace on Wednesday night. Ismaila Sarr's first-half double was added to by Yeremy Pino late on as Slot's men bowed out at the 4th round stage after the Dutch coach had made 10 changes. But you knew all of that, of course. What you might have missed, however, were a series of intriguing subplots on the day. Here, as ever, are the best of our moments missed. Guehi and Gomez's sliding doors moment, it's no secret. Liverpool failed in their summer pursuit of Crystal Palace captain Marc Guehi. The Eagles' skipper was even undergoing a medical on transfer. Deadline day only to have the rug pulled from the move at the 11th hour after the London club were unable to source a replacement. Joe Gomez was another defender whose future was in doubt on September 1st, and he eventually stayed on Merseyside despite interest from AC Milan, among others. Had Guehi been signed, then it's likely the long-serving Gomez might have moved on. The pair could be seen spotted deep in conversation after the game, as the pair caught up properly, having been on-field rivals for the previous 90 minutes. It's unclear what the gist of the conversation was, but it's one of the first times the defenders have had a chance to speak since the collapse of both deals at the start of September. As two proud South London boys, it's possible they might have just been enjoying a chat about their home. But deadline day represented something of a sliding doors moment for both, and it's impossible not to think that might have dominated the agenda as the pair conversed at full time for a minute or so. Liverpool become the butt of the joke. Despite the mutual respect that poured out across Anfield on the final day of last season, when both sets of players gave the other one a guard of honor for sweeping up the Premier League and FA Cup palaces. Media team have been set on reveling in their victories over the Reds. To the pre-match graphics that less than subtly featured Liverpool's one that got away in Marc Guehi, through to the changing of the bios after victories in the Premier League and Carabao Cup, the latest being a nod to Ismaila Sarr's hot streak against the champions. Those working on the South London club's social channels have had their fun in recent times when it comes to Slot's Reds. But perhaps Slot and his players plumbed to new depths when they had the official X account of the San Marino national team getting in on the act on Wednesday night. After Liverpool's official account tweeted, "We exit the Carabao Cup at full time," whoever was behind the San Marino team account spotted the chance to make a bit of mischief, and inevitably, some prized engagement. "Hello, please play against us," tweeted the account, in a clear reference that the historical whipping boys of European football would be able to secure a victory against a Reds side now on a run of 6 defeats in 7. But the San Marino admin team was not done there. Moments later, they posted a Spider-Man meme that inferred that Liverpool are now just as consistently poor as the side who are ranked 211th in the world. Slot's team, it seems, are now the butt of the jokes. For now, at least. National media make brutal Liverpool transfer point as beating, triggers Arne Slot taunts. A look at how the national media reported Liverpool's 3-0 loss to Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. A makeshift Liverpool tumbled out of the Carabao Cup at the 4th round stage on Wednesday night as Arne Slot's side lost 3-0 at Anfield to Crystal Palace. The Echo, as ever, was there to provide our usual match-day mix of verdict, player ratings, analysis, and reactions of both Slot and Palace boss Oliver Glasner. You can also catch how it all unfolded in our live blog. Our colleagues from the national media were also on hand to give their considered takes. Here's what they made of it as the Reds slipped to their 6th defeat in 7 games. Paul Joyce of The Times reflects, "Whether the team sheet spoke of sacrifice or surrender can be debated, but the bottom line is that Liverpool's campaign contains another loss and yet another defeat by Crystal Palace." The circumstances contrasted to those reverses already suffered in the Community Shield and the Premier League this season, as Arne Slot fielded a second-string side, albeit one that still contained a World Cup winner and a European Championship winner. Yet whether it is the first team or the understudies, Liverpool have forgotten the art of winning. It is now 6 losses in 7 games across all competitions as Palace, demonstrating their newly acquired appetite for silverware, sauntered into the Carabao Cup quarter-finals. Their reward is a trip to Arsenal, though that will hold no fears. As for Liverpool, another failure came laced with farce as Amara Nallo, a substitute, created a piece of unwanted history with a late cameo in which he was sent off within 12 minutes for tripping Justin Devaney. The 18-year-old defender's previous appearance had been his debut in January, when he was shown a red card against PSV Eindhoven for a similar foul just 4 minutes after coming on. No other player has been dismissed in back-to-back appearances for the club, and he looked suitably distraught. Maybe he has not learnt from past mistakes, but neither has Slot for thrusting him back in. That was very much a footnote, however. Slot will have been aware of the risk he was taking in rotating so heavily. Milos Kerkez was the sole survivor, from the side that came unstuck against Brentford last weekend, at a time when the campaign is threatening to unravel around him. The Independent's Richard Jolly muses, "It is not a crisis to be eliminated from the Carabao Cup by this excellent Crystal Palace side. Not with 10 changes, including 2 debutants in the starting 11, 3 teenagers beginning the game, and a creche on the bench. Not even when it was Arne Slot's heaviest defeat as Liverpool manager. But for him and them, a second successive Anfield beating, nevertheless, compounded the wider sense that the wheels have fallen off, suddenly and stunningly. There are many reasons why we have lost 6 out of 7, said Slot. None are good enough to accept losing so many. Liverpool have now lost each of their last 6 games in England. It is the sort of run which would have felt inconceivable when they went to Selhurst Park little more than a month ago, boasting a 100% record in both the Premier and the Champions League. In a rematch, Palace reinforced the sense they are Liverpool's bogey side, and Ismaila Sarr their bogey player. Amara Nallo writes unwanted history as Liverpool teenager sent off again. Amara Nallo was shown a red card in his second Liverpool appearance on Wednesday, and the defender has been issued with 2 dismissals in his 2 senior games for the Reds. Liverpool's young defender, Amara Nallo, was shown the red card just 12 minutes after being substituted on against Crystal Palace on Wednesday, marking his second dismissal in as many appearances for the club. The 18-year-old replaced Alexis Mac Allister in the 67th minute during Liverpool's Carabao Cup defeat at Anfield. He received a straight red card in the 79th minute for bringing down Justin Devaney, who was clear on goal, before being consoled by Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate. This unfortunate pattern continued for the young defender, who was also sent off early in his only other appearance for Liverpool. His senior debut came in a heavily rotated side that suffered a 3-2 loss to PSV in the Champions League back in January. That night proved to be one to forget for Nalo, who was only on the pitch for 4 minutes before being shown a red card for denying a goal-scoring opportunity to the Dutch side. This means that Nalo has played just 16 minutes for Liverpool's first team and has been dismissed twice. Arne Slot, Liverpool's manager, was heartened to see his 2 senior defenders, Van Dijk and Konate, immediately console Nalo after his dismissal from the pitch. The Liverpool boss said, "I didn't need to say that much, because another thing which I liked, it's not the most important thing, but Ibu and Virgil immediately went inside to talk to him. So that tells me that they are great human beings in a moment like this, when a young player for the second time is being sent off. Maybe the first time after he played against PSV. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he did. That they feel how difficult that moment for him is. To go inside and be supportive for him. So it wasn't needed that I took care of him. These 2 already took care of him." Nalo arrived at Liverpool in August 2023 following his development through West Ham's academy system, and has since been a regular fixture for the U21s, though his 2 first-team chances have both ended disappointingly and will undoubtedly represent a setback. Liverpool winger who was sold for 20 million signs for 8th Division team, a former Liverpool winger who worked under Jurgen Klopp, has signed for a team in the 8th Division of English soccer, 9 years after leaving Anfield to sign for Bournemouth in the Premier League. Former Liverpool winger Jordan Ibe, who scored 4 goals for the Reds in 58 appearances for the Anfield side and worked under Jurgen Klopp, has signed for an 8th Division team in England. Earlier this week, Sittingbourne FC, based in the town in Kent, announced that EB had been brought in to play for the Isthmian Southeast outfit. The 29-year-old is currently awaiting international clearance to play, having been registered in Sweden. IB joined Liverpool from Wycombe Wanderers as a teenager but was sold to Bournemouth for a fee of around 20 million, 15 million. In the summer of 2016, he spent 4 years on the South Coast before moving to Derby County. IB has more recently spent time in non-league with Ebbsfleet, Hayes and Yeading, and Hungerford, as well as featuring in KSI's Baller League. Sittingbourne boss Ryan Maxwell was introduced to IB via some mutual friends. They said, "Maxie, we'd really like Jordan to come to you at least to train and take it from there. We think you're capable of reigniting the ability and the love for it," he explained. I was humbled by that, and certainly keen to help. After meeting him, I immediately took to him. And I'm going to try and help him and support him as best I can. He's trained 2 sessions, and he's already done things that no player in this league can do with a football. The ability, the magic is still there. He's only 29. This isn't a 35-year-old who's not been playing. This is a 29-year-old who can still run, move, shift. He's got super quick feet still, so he's got lots to offer as a player. I just want to take it step by step. Once we get his international clearance through, because he was registered out in Sweden, although he didn't feature as he couldn't get a visa. Once that's through, there'll be no pressure, no rush. He isn't match fit, so we have a bit of a journey on the fitness front to go through first. But there's no doubt about the boy's ability. It's there for all to see. I just want him to enjoy the journey.